Welcome to the road to 2000 ELO, where I try to first reach the top 10 leaderboard and then push all the way to number 1 with Star Pack, which many regard to be one of the worst packs. And I have many doubters, but I will silence them all. Now let's get into today's episode. Hello friends, it is RevGT coming at you from a hotel room because of reasons redacted, and we have another mega episode. Road to 2000 mega episode. The first time I did this, the response was incredible. So I wanted to run it back. And look, this takes a lot of time and effort and energy, editing and playing. But the first one came out really well. And this one will too. And I've got 10 games for you today, and they're all good. But first I need to explain what the premise behind today's video was. So let me ask you a question, dear viewer. If somebody told you, hey, I lost a bunch of ELO today. I lost a bunch of ELO. What would be the reason for that? Why might somebody lose ELO? Ding, 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 ding. Well, I've brought it down to 4 reasons that I think someone may lose ELO. And here's what they are. Firstly, I think just a lack of focus and fatigue. This happens to everyone. You do something for too long, your brain goes a little bit fuzzy, and you're probably going to perform worse. Thing number 2, you might just get bad luck in the game. Like, Super Auto Pets is not chess. One player will always have an advantage over the other in terms of what the shop is giving them. Maybe you just get really unlucky for a series of games. Now, I think this one is overplayed. You often hear that's the only reason people ever lose a game. However, it still can be a factor. Thing number 3, you might get bad luck with opponents. There are a lot of really good players who play on alt accounts, and you're playing like a 1 seed whose true ELO is like 2000 and something, and they're down at 1750. So you might just get bad luck and be versing superstars. And thing number 4, I've forgotten thing number 4, regression to the mean. No one's gonna like hearing this one, but maybe you just got lucky and you high rolled your way up and now you're regressing back to what your true ELO is. Those are potential reasons, right? But for the purpose of today's episode, we are eliminating the final 3 and we are only looking at number 1. And we're gonna test the premise. If I absolutely lock in beyond belief for 10 games, no distractions. I was treating it like a team to a set. There was no YouTube playing in the background or, on my phone doing this, that, and the other. No, I was locked for 10 games. And if I am the only thing that exists in my world is Super Auto Pets, what will happen to my ELO during that time? Let's test out the theory. It is editing Reverend checking in. I feel like embarrassed. I didn't mention what the whole point of this video was or what the genesis was. And it is that last episode you saw me cross 1900 against Flame. And then we did a little bit of this. Down to 1800. So that was the premise for the lock-in. Like, if I lock in, can we stop the spiral downwards? I didn't mention it, but now I'm mentioning it. Back to the video. I played 10 games. I'm going to summarize all of them in this video. Drop a like and subscribe. The support on this series continues to blow my mind, and I love that you guys love it, and it makes me more inclined when I get that support to do crazy mega episodes and do wild stuff like this. Anyway, let's get in. For 10 games, if I lock in 100%, what happens to my ELO? Let's find out right now. Okay, in absolutely classic RevGT fashion, game 1 versus Banana, who is a 1 seed. I forgot to record it. So here's a little replay. You put a pheasant and a cockroach and you hit turn 4 Cardinal and Cassowary and you win. This was a turn 7 victory, which is early as you can possibly win. The math is good. The math is kind. We're off to a winning start. Let's absolutely take no credit for this one. We high rolled. Banana is a superstar. Big fan. On to game number 2. And it's funny, we go from the game I forgot to record to the game that we're going to watch the most of. It's versus Singularity. This is game 2. We are plus 13 so far. And why are we going to spend a lot of time on this game? Because this pack 3 versus pack 4, aka Golden Pack versus Star Pack matchup, is, in my opinion, the most interesting. It's fascinating. Golden Pack is a scary pack. It's probably similar to Star Pack in that when you're playing against it, you're like, I hate this pack with all of my heart. But then when you're playing it, you're like, hey, I'm the underdog. I'm cool. So I played these games and edited a couple of days ago. So I'm going to do my best to commentate. But here we are. I'm on 4 lives. He's on 2. He's into his Cranity... Crane, Manatee, the bad breakpoint. he's got a lot of the guys. What have I stumbled into? Orangutan. I have a huge iguana for some reason, but I've hit hamster. And I've hit clownfish. And I'm going to be confident to figure out, but how about this? Double swordfish in shop. Swordfish is a very situational, we call it a tech unit. Like, you don't just see a swordfish and instantly buy it, but here's a situation where I know he's going to be putting the manatee in front of the crane, which means the weasel is exposed, or whatever is highest. Basically, I can kill his biggest unit off rip, and we hit another swordfish. Let's go. And now you think piranha, you think alpaca. Yeah, they've all got a place, but I don't have the board space. I'm stuck in a race. I'm sounding like who's an Eminem knockoff? N. What's that N guy? N. God, I'm showing my age. Moving on. The Singularity, who I don't know who this is, if this is a dojo alt account or just a random golden back enthusiast, of which I expect Sag and Jumbe to have a big influence on the community. Like, Golden Pack, in my opinion, it's the coolest pack. And this is coming from the biggest star pack, Homer. Anyway, there we go. We kill. But it's still tough. And he has Durian, and God, I hate Durian. And the math is bad. We missed the breakpoint by 1. It's 2 apiece. Now we're fast forwarded a bit. You want to hit a pepper on a swordfish always. And I've frozen the real Velo. That might be interesting. I've frozen a piranha, but they're probably not going to come in because I'm into ostrich. Look at his team. In case you don't know, like, crane and manatee is excellent, but he only gets melon on his manatee every second round because the alternating round it will pop itself. I choose, and I calculated breakpoints for a long time, to run it like this. He gets into Warthog, not surprising. We kill their front 2 units, and we have enough, do we? Yes, we do. He goes to lethal. How do I win? How do I win? This is why this matchup is really tough and really interesting. You have to calculate so much. Like, Golden Pack has Durian. They can just bring in a random flea. Even on turn 12, a base stats flea can change a matchup. Golden Pack has Pepper and Starfruit and Baguette. Interesting things. So we're calculating, and I think, how do I want to order this? What gives me the best chance? So his manatee will have, or won't have, or will have a melon. Either way, I'm thinking my way around this Durian, and I decide that if I front my clownfish, I will be able to cop the Durian and still trade. And am I correct? Am I correct? The Reverend's correct. Have a look at the breakpoints in this match. We're through. We're through. Exactly 14. And we take a win. Let's go. We're 2 for 2 to start. Locked in. We're calculating breakpoints. Human calculator, Reverend. 9 ELO. Thank you for coming. 1828. I forgot to mention, last episode, okay, we versed Horizon. We're going to spend a lot of time on this game. Horizon is a 6 seed in Team Tour who is really, really much stronger than a 6 seed already. I forgot to mention at the start of the episode. Last time you saw me, I was 1900. I've buried the lead. I dropped to 1800, and I was testing the theory about if focus was the cause of that. That was the whole point. I forgot to say that. Anyway, who cares? Moving on. We both hit really good starts. So Ox is an absolute Pack 3 killer. Ox is so good against Pack 3. It messes up a lot of what Pack 3 is trying to do. But I hit a start myself. Leech Orangutan. And now here we go. Turn 9. I'm into Leech Sabertooth. I've got Sparrow on board. So I need to do a little bit of pivoting. What's he done? He's just buffed Swan Ox to the moon. And one thing that really impressed me about Horizon, he was using his full clock. Now, sometimes you would think that's BM, like just end your turn already, bozo, but I don't think so. Like, he was thinking through everything. And you're gonna see here, the breakpoints, they look good, but actually they're not. And I go to 2, and he's hit cat. Okay, the cat the mouse game begins. It would have been so funny if I bought, sold a cycle to mouse, but I would never do that because I'm locked in, I'm focused. I'm trying to return to 1900 and onwards and upwards. We decided to take this level. The problem with this is if he has front chili, after the leech has got to work, the Sabertooth in second position is going to die, and a Mammoth will be sent into space. So, it's kind of tough, but I decide I'm going to risk him not doing front deer. Surely not, right? Horizon? You can see this is what I'm calculating right now, like... Yeah, but what are you going to do? Like, second position your smaller one? No, that's ridiculous. So, this is often in star packs you get into these awkward pivots. And we have like a good team, but it's not clear cut to just be like, okay, now I pivot, now I'm happy. I'm awkwardly navigating, and this is why Turtle Pack will always be the best pack, in my opinion. You just have like Swan and Cat, and it's easier to figure out, it's easier to navigate. But there we go. It turns out all my calculations were for nothing because everything survived, and we actually are gonna win this turn. Interesting. Horizon and I are both in a very interesting position here. So now I'm gonna start taking Strawberry so I can move off this Hummingbird. I need a more impactful unit. And speaking of impact, Spider-Zoras, hello! But here's the problem. I don't feel comfortable just ripping this Spino because it's vulnerable. Look, a single dolphin would kill it, which obviously he wouldn't do, but maybe he's thinking snake or croc. Like one snake, one croc ruins this Spino, and I'm thinking alpaca. How do I navigate? This is 100% focused Reverend. Like, what do you do here? What do you do? The questions. I decide off alpaca, and I think this is really bad. Like, you're looking for Strawberry in one shop slot. But I decide next round, regardless of what happens, I'm bringing in this Spino. And I'm buying chocolate. I think this is my best winning chance. I have big mammoths. He's on 3 health. Please don't front chili. Please don't front chili. Please don't front chili. You son of a gun! Mammoths are being sent into space. No, they're not, because the Hummingbird gives my Sabertooth a Strawberry and Shop. Insane. I feel like I'm watching this the same as you guys are watching this for the first time. The Hummingbird protected my second Sabertooth. And now you're gone. In. Gold efficient cheese? Gold efficient cheese? Or roll for maybe a strawberry jam, always on sale. And now chili at the front really messes things up. Sorry, I was not factoring that in before. I told you I recorded this a couple of days ago. My second Sabertooth was always being protected by the Hummingbird. I forgetty spaghetti. And now I have to play around chili. Okay, yeah, sorry for the bad commentary earlier. We're get used to it, baby. To be fair, in all fairness, these Game 2 and Game 3, we're in Game 3 right now. We're spending most of our time in this video on these games because they were fascinating. And I want to show some love to Horizon. Very, very promising and capable rookie. So there you go. We play around the chili. And are we going to get through? He's actually kind of feeding my Sabertooth. Look at the size of them. See my mammoth? See my mammoth? Ooh, we're big enough. We stay alive. I hit a mushroom, and I decided to mushroom my Spino. So you can see I've begetted my front Sabertooth. Thought being, goodbye chili, hello second Sabertooth surviving. That's my thought process. Is it perfect? No. Is it doing the best that we can? Yes. Do we stay alive? He goes front ball. And the hit from the Spino onto the Sabertooth gives us enough, and we're going to take a win. And would you have a look at it? It is lethal versus lethal. And now we fast forward, and I'm in a guessing game. So I've shown him a front beget last turn. So I'm expecting him to put a waste perk. But then again, then you have to think, Horizon, does he know the matchup that well? And I decide he's probably going to put something that doesn't have melon at the front, because he's seen my beget. Yeah, he's seen the baguette, exactly. So I'm saying, I think, let's play around that. Let's double cheese. Let's double cheese. However, this man fronts his swan. And I think I might have just been losing anyway, but he also has a stake on his cat, which matters. And we just lose! Oh, what a game. Horizon, I have amazing respect for you, and that was just a cracking match. We gave our full focus, we still lost. It happens, you know? And I'm sure there was a win in there somewhere, but, you know. Moving on! Game 4, Keith. Keith is a viewer of this series. Hello, Keith. He loves rabbits. Loves them. I've played him a lot out of this 10-game lock-in. And I'll tell you, this man loves a rabbit. What about a drum roll? Double rabbit, turn 3 with Swan. When you say this from a turtle pack opponent, you can. I think it's fully justified that you abandon game. And then we fast forward. I've tried to get into a strawberry line, and I've actually found it with lives. Excuse me. However, this is turn 7, and have a look at Keith's team. Now, I can buy an iguana and work around this rooster, but it's more so the fact that he's hit... Now he's hit double penguin, both of them almost level 2, and swan, and level 2 rabbit. It's turn 9. What else does he buy? A cat. And this is like the turtle pack scaling baseline. I think I could have potentially drawn that round, but turtle pack just... Don't get offended if I call it brainless scaling, but it's a pack full of brainless scaling. And look, I'm not knocking people who play turtle pack. Like, often I call them cringe and stuff, but I get it, dude. Like, just because someone disadvantages themselves doesn't mean they deserve your respect for it. You can enjoy watching it, but like, you shouldn't knock turtle packers. And Keith converts his double rabbit scaling line, and I lose ELO. Rematch! Game 5. We're now somehow -6 on the day. Where did my focus? Dude, where's my focus? And in we go. So this is meant to be a focus episode. I'm down 6. And am I meant to... So I lose to Horizon in a long, hard-fought battle, fair enough. I lose to Keith's double rabbit turn 3 shenanigans. So we gotta lock in. We can't... Even if the opponent is hitting hard, we can't afford to just be dropping these games, dropping these ELO. And I really lock in here. And now we turn 8. Excuse me. He has triple scalar, camel, and ox. I'll say that again. He has triple scalar, camel, and ox. And I've already told you ox is really good in this matchup. So, what, I've got 4 lives. He has question mark is what he has. He has question mark lives. Everyone take your guesses right now. Keith has 3 lives currently. And do I do enough to win here? I think I do. So Keith goes to 2. And I find myself in an extremely rare position. As you can see my tier ups here. The Ammonite seems good. I think you just get off your Kiwi here, do you? You can see me thinking through it. Obviously, you want to Starfish sell this Kiwi, but your board's kind of locked. So I take a very rare unit. Something that doesn't often feature on my channel or in this series. I take the Velociraptor. We have strawberries on board. We have a perfectly accounted for pepper at the back, so we're safe from Croc. And let's see, dude. Like, this Ammonite is doing some things, not a lot. Some things, not a lot. He hits cat monkey, so you can see Keith is a brainless scaling enthusiast, as he should be. We get him to lethal. It's now turn 10. Please win. Please win, please. Like, this guy's got cat monkey and big camel. Like, just win, just win, just win, just win, just win, just win, just win. He buys a skunk! Keith, you son of a gun! And we missed this ox breakpoint. We were losing anyway. And now it's like, uh-oh, I might be screwed. And then the Reverend gets lucky. This is meant to be a focus episode. I missed something here. Can you say, I'm gonna pause. 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 Calculate, dear. Whoa, a bad time to pause. Okay, I'm gonna end turn soon. What is the Reverend not accounting for here? Ting, 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 ting. The Reverend is not accounting for the fact that once I end turn, the Cardinal will take a strawberry, which will buff the cassowary, and now I have 2 units on 21 attack. Which means I haven't accounted for the skunk hit, and we have a 50-50. And we're lucky. I'll rewind that if I can. The skunk hits the Mimic Octopus, which is what we wanted. Now the cassowary remains big, and the cassowary can also become a big, beautiful octopus. So I honestly got lucky there. I just didn't even factor that in. But we're back on the winners list. Keith, you can suck it. And thank you for watching the channel. I love you, Keith. GG's. Back on the winners list. Back in positive ELO. Jezza. Pack 4 player, team tour player. This man loves Golden Pack and plays it well. I think we're going to skip forward to turn 3 here. And I do something that is not correct. You hear that term thrown around a lot in competitive Super Auto Pets. What is correct? What is correct? Which is kind of funny because, like, you don't, in the words of my teammate Sky, you don't have the information necessary on what's coming later in the game to always know what's correct. So when people talk about what's correct, they're generalizing. Like, I think this is generally correct under most circumstances. And I do something that's not correct. This is not correct, Reverend. Type not correct, Reverend. Actually, don't type that. I take it back. I take it back. I take it back. You are meant all day and every day and twice on Sundays to take this Cardinal. You're just meant to. It is so good. Early game, mid game, late game. Clap, 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 clap. Everybody clap. Yeah. But no, I take Anteater. And why is that? I am scarred. Excuse me. I'm scarred of Golden Pack players just tempoing me to bloody insert fictional city here. Timbuktu, whatever. Just like tempo, and then suddenly you're like, oh, my team's shaping up well, and then you're on lethal, and then the Golden Pack player wins. I'm sick of it. I take an Anteater. And now, a nice decision, Reverend. It's turn 8. It's basically even. I am no better than him. And he's on 4 lives. I think no, bad breakpoint. I might not win this. No, I do, because I get good ant hits. Yeah. Perfect. So it's 3 lives each. Nice tempo you have there, Reverend. But now we're going to skip. I think I'm going to play the whole next round, because this shows you what a Star Pack late game high roll looks like. High value cheese on the Reverend. The man's hit German Shepherd. Pay attention. We're going to lose this round. He's hit German Shepherd. And this game really comes down to whose tier 6 pops off more. I hit Ostrich. Yep. And have a look at this. Try this one on for size. We have 15 gold plus 3 free rolls. I'm going to start. I'm like, dude, I'll just buff the units I've got. And I want another unit to bring in. Do you think about Swordfish? Do you think about Swordfish? No, we're going to hit a tier 6 Ammonite. Yeah. I'm going to freeze chocolate. And now ostrich me to the moon. So there are games where you get into this setup and the ostrich and hamster just dog you. And they're like, you will hit nothing you need, Reverend. And then there are times where you hit everything, and we are hitting right now. Look how much my team has improved. You probably should sell starfish for hamster. And I do. Very nice. Very well. We're focused. Tier 4, thank you. Tier 4, thank you. Freezy tier 5s, maybe you hit more. And all of a sudden, look how much my team has changed. So, conversely, he's into German Shepherd. He needs levels on that German Shepherd ASAP as possible and the perfect summon units. He goes for Secbird. Nice thought. But it's slow. It's not so much that it's slow as my team is popping off and he's not keeping up. So he can play around this. He can get pita bread, he can get potatoes. We're not out of the woods yet, but this game really just came down to I hit my ostrich stuff and he didn't hit his German Shepherd stuff. Great baguette to deny the chocolate cake. And he goes for the slug, but you can see German Shepherd not leveled up and not statted up enough is not going to be enough, and it's game over, Jezza. GG's. We are winning! Game 7! Non-verbal super auto pets. We're plus 13 so far in our first 6 games. Non-verbal auto pets, super auto pets is Umza, who is a 1 seed, and he's so much better than an 18-16. This is the kind of thing that annoys you when you're ranked grinding. When you have to play a 1 seed who is masquerading as an 1800, and you lose ELO to them, and you're like, screw you, buddy. But then again, like, I guess even 1 seeds don't want to play like completely locked in the whole time. So fair enough. It's scary here, by the way. Turn 4, he's hit double Cardinal. It's such a good hit. And I have a Cardinal frozen. Yeah, and I'm going to do it to get my strawberries. So the strawberry line is really good into pack 1. It's not as good in the mirror because there's Toad and there's Baguette. And he has Cardinal, which means he has access to Baguette. And did I mention he's a 1 seed? He knows this. Think about selling this. I don't think it's worth it. I can't remember. I do it. Okay, I guess I just want the stats that bad. Fair enough. I think that's fair enough. I think, Reverend, end your turn. Thank you. And like I was saying, Umza is a 1 seed and he's really smart. So of course, he has used his Cardinal to get Baguette Spaghettis. Yes. And he's hit Hamster. So he is looking for the pivot. And this is where something interesting happens. My team improves a lot. And I bring in Piranha, and we've got Toad level and Leech locked, and I'm like, even though my order here is weird, I think we're fine. And he's got a big pivot incoming. I'm gonna guess he never found Starfish, because Umza... Goodbye. He abandons. We win. A good win for the Reverend. 1830, which means we are plus 24, and here comes Rotating Pepsi, aka Dairy Cop, aka absolutely beloved dojo figure. Pet the Dairy was a thing, basically like Dairy was a rookie last season and everybody fell in love with them, platonically at things and such. And look at that, it's Cardinal, it's Cassowary. I've hit just dream tier 3s. This is the pack 3 experience when things are hitting. Insanely powerful options. We're gonna opt for the line you sort of have to do here. And I should freeze those pills in case of dub. I have. And now turn 5, look at my team. Like, just take a second and look at my team. It gets stronger once I press end turn. Because Cardinal triggers and Leech triggers. And Cassowary triggers. Insane! And now this line, the strawberry line is not the best into puppy pack. They have some counters. They have bat, they have microbe, they have toilet paper. But I think you're best, I've settled on, you still go for it, but you use your Cardinal to pivot out of it later. And this happened in my week 1 team tour set. You use the strawberry line to lure them into forcing like microbe and stuff, and then you pivot out of it and you get into real Velociraptor and stuff. However, Derry says, screw you, buddy. What about I just make a better build? And Derry hits, what's his team? Axolotl 2. Was there not an Axolotl on his board just then? Am I going insane? No, it was Tabby Cat. All right, fair enough. But he is going to hit Axolotl. Spoiler. And it's scary now. I'm on 6 lives. And my thought here is, like, even if he overtakes me, I can get into Leech Piranha and hope for good Starfruits, I think. And Reverend, why have you used half your clock and not done anything? Because I'm calculating, I'm focused, of course. You silly sausage. Silly sausages, plural. Yo, who remembers that episode of Rate My Gameplay or something? Or just some video like a year ago, and I couldn't remember the word for plural. And my brain kept telling me it's sequel. God, what a time, hey? What a time. Pair me! So I wouldn't call this a pivot, but I'd call this I'm hedging my bets on now and the future by doing what I've just done. Because I just think, like, trike is normally good, and it is good. The cheese matters. The breakpoints are very lucky. There's his axolotl, and now it's turn 10. And this is a really intense moment. Like, I don't know how much I can deliver it through the screen, but just to sum it up, he is on a huge power curve upwards, but he's on lethal. And I'm trying to finish the job. So, like, this is the sort of battle where I feel like if I win this, obviously I win, but if I lose this, I think I'm just like, oh, I'm screwed. So the Sparrow's in. I've cheesed the front unit. And Derry buys a very questionable peanut butter. And it's gonna be enough. So I don't know, I guess he saw something, I'm not sure what, but that peanut butter felt really bad. I was sort of always gonna front this trike. Maybe he expected the cassowary front. Either way, it's now match 9. We've only got 2 matches left and it's Umza! Leave me alone! Umza is an 1805. Did I mention it just feels dirty to have to play a 1C that's an 1805? I deserve better. And I'm into my pheasant, my cardinal, my dove line. And Umza is going to teach me a lesson here. Umza goes salamander. So when this pack first got revamped and I was playing it, I was a big Sally dude. I made some videos on it in customs and whatever. And I've moved away from it. But pioneered by Revolving Coke. This is turn 6, by the way. This is turn 6. I'd like to point that out. Have a look at his board in this turn 6 battle. I'm going to pause. Wah! Wah! So for me, I usually don't even consider Sally because I value the tier 3 so highly that I don't want to be investing in it. But Coke has sort of pioneered it and Umza has picked up full steam ahead with it. The Sally tempo is real. Now it's turn 7. He's got it level 3. It's just huge. And he's also setting up a starfish pivot in the background just casually. I can't even steal a life from him. Like, God. And now I'm into real Velociraptor. Like, look at his team. He's got starfish. I'm buying ibexes just to stay alive. But no, Umza just had me on the rope, start to finish. He played this game excellently. As you can't expect anything less from Umza. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get absolutely smoked. Even with my ibex strats, we're not even close. He hasn't even sold the duck and the beaver yet. Oh, Umza, well played. And I'm losing ELO. What am I at now? Heading into the final game of the 10-game lock-in. We're at what? 1827. And we hit Umza again. We're plus 21 overall. We've locked in. But Umza, can you get off the damn game for 1 minute? And this is funny. You see me considering the Sally. Like, oh, you want to Sally me, do you? And now let me pause here. Umza, you king. You king. I'm into Leech Tuna, which I think is... Leech Tuna is like the Ellie blow of Star Pack. Like, people view it as being one of the builds, and it's really not. But it's also not that bad. Does that make sense? Did I explain that properly? Either way, I'm into it. He ran a single leech and a level 3 Kiwi on turn 2. I love it. It's so good. But now it's turn 7. I haven't lost a life. And with the new cheese, you can just scam rounds like this. I go double hawk at the back, cheese in the middle. That's a lot to deal with. And even though the cheese there doesn't matter, In fact, neither of them did. The Hawks at the back with the cheese in the middle. That's a winning combo. And I've got Umza on the ropes this time. Even though he's like... Umza's in that position. You know, sometimes you're behind and you just need like 14 gold in a turn instead of 10 and you overtake. Umza's in that position. He just needs a little bit too much in a little bit not enough of time. And check this play out. Fully focused Rev starts thinking about where these pairs matter the most. And you can make an interesting case for a lot of things. Like if you hit a Hawk with this, maybe you can then front your Hawk. It opens up possibilities. I settle on, I think this leech is where it's going to matter. And it is going to matter. It's the turn 8 pairs of Doom. We're going to hit our tuner, which is still in level 1. We're going to hit it one more time. And for our 10th game of the 10-game lock-in. The pairs keep us alive there, which gets us to there. The cheese makes a difference. And there it is. The 10-game lock-in is complete. Okay, to briefly recap, we end up going from 1806 to 1838 during our 10-game lock-in. A 7-3 record. And what did we learn? What did we take away from this? That focusing is a good thing? No, being serious, I think everyone is liable to drop ELO sometimes. Due to a bad run of luck or whatever, or not being focused. But for me personally, if I want to reclaim 1900 and then actually push to 2000, I think the takeaway is that I just can't do it playing at 70%. Like it needs to be 100% or I'm not on the game. I think that's the takeaway here, because I know that I'll go up if I'm locked. No matter how long it takes. So that's the takeaway. We're going to reclaim this 1900 real soon. And I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in episode whatever the next one is. I love you. Goodbye.